Hello and welcome to Video Revealed. I'm Colin Smith. I want to show you how to create Instagram video captions. All right, I'm specifically talking about video captions, not still captions or subtitles or titles or things like that. This is strictly for videos. And people like to have captions for videos because you can watch it and read it instead of having to turn the sound up. Maybe you're in a place where you should be doing something else, but instead you're watching Instagram videos and you want to be able to see what's happening or get a little idea of it. So these can be just inconsequential comments, or they can be word for word captions. Now, there's no auto transcription of speech to text. You're going to have to manually type them in. But I want to show you how we can use Adobe Rush to create these. Now, if you haven't seen Adobe Rush, I've got a full tutorial on it. The reason why I like Rush is I'm going to have to use my phone to upload this to Instagram. I can't use my computer. But having to type a whole bunch of captions out on a phone, you can still do it if you want, but it's much easier if you're using the desktop version of Rush. And as soon as you finish editing in Rush, that same project is instantly available. So you don't have to export and move and upload and all of that. Your phone and your desktop work together. And I've also created a free motion graphics template, a Mogrt, for you to use in these captions, that as you type the word, the black background, the transparent black background gets larger. Let's have a look. All right, this is Rush. You create a new project. And when you do that, you get to name it down here, and I'll call this my cat. I don't really have a cat, but I'm going to use a typical cat video from some footage that I have from Adobe stock. And where's my kitty cat? Okay, so with Rush, when you click on a clip, it gets numbered and it gets added down to the bottom to the project. So we really just want one clip. You can add as many as you want. And if this is an Instagram story, which is what we're going to do, when it's uploaded, it will automatically be broken up into multiple stories. So let's create this. And the media is getting prepared. Rush is built in a way that will understand that people may be using underpowered devices. So it actually does some background rendering to make that a little bit easier for you. Okay, so here's our kitty cat. There's our video. When we scrub along the timeline, we can see the cat. And there it is. We're going to export this out. But I don't want to export out in this format because it's not the correct format for story. So change the sequence orientation down here to portrait. And if you want to scale this video to fill it up, if you double click on the video here, on the right-hand side opens up your transform options. And for that, I'm just going to change the scale. These are the same settings that you might be used to inside Premiere Pro. It's just they're not open all the time. They're hidden until you invoke them. So double clicking on that invokes the transform options. Okay. So now let's talk about adding titles to this. So over on the right-hand side, there is a title button. Or if you want, you can just move your playhead to wherever you want and type the letter T and you'll create a title. And there's your title. And if you click away and then click on it, you can move this around. You can also double click on it as I showed in the edit menu, title, and edit that there. So that's one way to do it. I'm just going to delete that. And instead, to install the Mogrt that I made in your titles, go to the three dots and choose Install Template. And then just find that template. There's my InstaTest Mogrt, which I've already loaded. And that will load it into your library. And I've saved mine in here. go to, there we go. There's my Insta caption. So if you drag this now down, you'll see two things. First of all, it shows up at the bottom and it has that dark background. The cool thing about that background is it's going to change as I type. So I'll double click on this. This is my curious little guy. And then I'll just click somewhere else, or I could hit the escape key and it plays back. So there is my caption. I can change the duration of that. And if I wanted another caption, I can just drag that in, type a new word, and then each one of these would be on the timeline. Let me get rid of that. So if I was just doing something inconsequential like this title for the cat, I drop it in. But if I was doing somebody speaking, then I would drop it in, type the words, drop in another one, type the words, drop in another one, and type the words. I'm going to actually go back to my libraries and drag in a few of these social media Mogrts. These are also available for free. And I've got another guy in here. Oh, let me drag this down. I wanted the hearts explosion when the cat is doing that. So I've got a heart explosion. We want to fill this up. People tend to like this kind of stuff in Instagram. So I have a heart explosion there. And I've got another emoji. And then heart eyes over here at the end. Now, if you go back to this button here, which is our transform, you can actually drag this up and change the scale. And as you scale it, it's scaling on its anchor point, which is in the middle of it. So it's moving down. You could change the vertical position this way. Also, if you click on it, you can change this and move it here, which might be easier. And you can see it's a vector resolution. So as I play it, even though I scaled it up, it's going to look good. Now, when you do see this get a little chunky, by default, all of the titles play back at a lower resolution. The export will always be perfect, but when they play back, it's a little bit chunky. You'll see those edges in there. Don't worry about the final export. So let's go to this guy here and make him really big and put him up in the corner. So now we've got our whole video created. There's our caption. There's our little exploding hearts, little emoji, and another one there. Okay, so lots of fun here. So every single time I do something in Rush, if it's set to copy this to the cloud, which is the default, so that anything I'm doing here locally is being streamed up to the cloud and saved. Now let's go look at what's on our phone. Now, one thing I do want to caution you, you can keep Rush open on your computer and your phone at the same time, but there's going to be a conflict if you change one thing after another, and you'll either have to overwrite it or get rid of the changes. So I will quit this here. Now, if you wanted to, you could share this and go to Instagram, but it's going to have to render this out, which is what I don't want. I don't want to render a file and move a file to the phone, but you could do that. So if we go back to our home screen, you can see there's a little cloud icon here, and so sync is already turned on by default. I can rename this, I can delete this everywhere. So it's being uploaded. I'm going to close this up. So I'll go to my phone. Now I'm using Samsung Flow on my Galaxy. It's a way to mirror my phone on the computer so I can record it all together. I'm going to open up my Adobe category and open up Rush. And you can see it's starting to sync. So this is a local project. See, this one is just only on my phone, and this one is available to open up from the cloud. So I open that up, hit play. Now remember, I'm using a phone, so it's not as powerful. It's going to be a little bit chunky, but all of the titles all work. They work perfect. And there's the caption that I want. If I double click on that, I could edit that. And you could do all the same editing that I was doing on Rush on the desktop. You can do here. It's just a little bit easier when you have the computer, but you could be shooting this on your phone completely away from your computer, add the caption. And once you add that caption to your library, then it's available here. So I'll make that available to you and you can import that into your library. Okay. So once I've done all that, at the top, I click my share button. And it does have to export this out. It's just easier if it's going to render it here on my phone instead of on my computer, and then I move it over to the phone. This would happen regardless. The video does need to be rendered before it's uploaded. And that's the same for Premiere Pro. So I'll speed this up for you. And now I get choices of where I want to go. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Behance. I'm going to go to Instagram. And this is where you can now add all of the typical things you would add in Instagram. I'm just going to go to next. And depending on the power of your system, it could take a moment. And I'll do it to my story here. So I'll share that. Done. And there's my story. So I'll select that. It's posting, takes a moment. I'll speed this up. And there we go, playing back. And there is a little title that comes up. There it is. All the captions done and edited, and up it goes. So there you go. If I didn't have to stop and explain this, I could easily have created those captions and exported that video out in a couple of quick moments. Like I said, once you have that loaded into your libraries, and I have a whole tutorial on working with Creative Cloud libraries, the same libraries are available on your mobile device for anything, any Adobe application that's on mobile that uses Creative Cloud libraries. You can use those same assets. So if you go to VideoRevealed.com and go to the download section, let me just show you that. So this is VideoRevealed.com. You go to the download section. And there it is. Just click on that button right there, download Mogrt, and you have to download it as a zip, unzip that, and then you can actually import that directly in Adobe Rush, or you can bring that into Premiere Pro and then have that as a title that you could use anywhere. You don't have to just use it for Instagram. It's now a title that just grows as you type new words. Okay, hey, if you're new to Video Revealed and you found this informative, take a moment to subscribe. You want to support us some more, you can do that through PayPal. Love our PayPal supporters. You folks are wonderful. Thank you very much. Till next time, I'm Colin Smith, and it's my job to show you how to use the tools you already have to their best capabilities.